Hey there, thanks for joining me for watercoloring. Today we are going to be painting this adorable Polkadoodles image called Bella Bear Bouquet, and I'll put a link to that and all the supplies I used down in the description box in case you'd like to grab something up. So what I've done is I taped my image down onto a clipboard so that it would stay flat while I'm getting it wet. I'm going to get it pretty wet, so I don't want it to get all buckled up. Those were the 3 ink palettes I'll be using to paint my bear today. I'm also going to use that number 6 round silver black velvet brush. If you don't have any watercolor brushes, I highly recommend these. They're a little bit more, they're not really expensive, but they're more expensive than the cheap ones you get. But it stays nice a lot. I really like it. So when I do my painting, I tend to get the piece wet and then I put the ink on and I kind of move it around with my brush. And then I move to a new section and let the section I just did dry, or I get out my heat tool and I blast it before I add more paint. So there I was checking to see if it was dry, and it wasn't. So here comes my heat tool. We're going to just give it a quick drying. And then I'll come back in and I'm trying to decide what color I want to use there. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of that. And I'm going to put on my palette because I might mix them later. So here I'm going to show you, I go ahead and I get it wet. So I'm just using a little, oh, no, I didn't. Then I'm going to paint his ear. I forgot about the water part, evidently. So we're going to paint his ear first. And then I'm going to add over here on the side of his face, I'm just putting water on there. And then I'm going to add the ink. Got a little ahead of myself there. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to move from section to section and I'm going to get the little bear all painted up, and then we'll do some ground and we'll do the background and stuff like that. And then after I'm all finished, I will, and it's dry, do not remove the tape unless it's dry because it tends to rip the paper. So after it's dry, I remove the tape, and I always peel the tape away from the image, so towards the clipboard, so that it doesn't rip it on accident, and it is definitely dry before I take it off. And it tends to be a little bit flatter. It'll be a little bit warped, but not as bad as it would be if you just had the paper there and painted on top of it. If you want to kind of help the warping out afterwards, you can put it under a couple of books and let it sit there for a day, and then it'll flatten it out. Or I cheat and I run it through my Big Shot with the my cutting plates. I don't cut it, but I just run it through with the plates and kind of squash it a few times, and that helps it out. And I also try to use a really strong adhesive when I attach it to the paper that I'm going to put it on, because watercolor paper and my adhesive, my dry runner, doesn't seem to do so well, so you want to use something that's a little bit more sticky to hold it on there. So I'm going to go ahead and put on some music and let you watch the watercoloring. If you have a question, go ahead and leave me a comment down below and I'll make sure to get back to you. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like the video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you just want to say hi in the comments, that'd be super. So I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time.